The primary context for the Callisto Protocol story is that it takes place in the year 2320 and humanity has colonized the solar system. Many significant settlements are located on the moons of Jupiter, like Europa, and are under the control of an organization called the United Jupiter Company. The game starts with two cargo haulers, the protagonist Jacob Lee and his partner Max, watching a news broadcast about an attack on the Europa colony, which is said to be carried out by a known terrorist organization called the Outer Way. The organization is led by Denny Nakamura, who is shown in the footage's aftermath. Max is distressed by the report, but Jacob shrugs it off, saying that the job at hand is more important, which is delivering a cargo shipment to Callisto. Members of the Outer Way then board their ship, with Denny Nakamura being one of them. Jacob is almost captured by the group, but manages to lock them in the cargo hold, to which Denny responds by demanding the ship, forcing it to crash land on Callisto. Max dies in the crash and Jacob and Denny are the only survivor. Captain Ferris of Black Iron Prison locates the ship and imprisons the two despite Jacob's protest that he is innocent. This is the summary from the opening act of the game. The game tells the story of Jacob Lee, the playable character, a pilot who finds himself trapped in Black Iron Prison, a maximum security penitentiary located on Jupiter's moon Callisto, just as a deadly outbreak occurs which turns the inmates into zombie-like monsters. It is a tale of survival in order to escape the prison that eventually takes a mysterious turn in the game's final hours. This twist reveals the dark secrets behind Black Iron's prison's leaders and outbreak. The story is slowly revealed through cutscenes as you progress further into the game, some holograms that you will encounter along your journey, and some audio logs that you will pull from dead corpses or find them during the game. I would advise to check the audio recordings, as this can shed some light on some characters' role in the game. Trying to survive in Black Iron Prison is no easy task for Jacob, and you will need to find a host of different weapons in order to not succumb to the threats lurking around the facility. There is a variety of weapons in the game, from melee blunt force weapons, short-range ones like shotguns, and the long-range options like pistols and later on an assault rifle. The melee axe that you will get early on will be replaced by the stun baton. This will be your go-to weapon when you are left without ammo. The game has a mix of melee weapons, guns, and a glove that you put over your forearm and you can use to toss enemies around or pull in crates from places you cannot reach and smash them to get resources. You will be using those resources to improve the weapons that you have. Upgrades can be unlocked as you get new weapons throughout the chapters. Bear in mind that you won't be able to unlock every upgrade for every weapon or piece of gear, so you will need to spend your credits wisely and not just go on a spending spree. You will upgrade weapons and create new ones at the reforged stations. A station can also be used to buy or sell weapon ammo, health injectors, and other items. My advice is to upgrade the pistol early on, the GRP and the stun baton, and save some resources for the riot gun. I updated a bit the stun gun, but found out that the riot gun is much better as it will be able to hold more bullets. Another advice will be to use the credits only to update weapons. Other credits are pretty rare. First, you should remember that after you finish enemies, you should stomp each and you will get resources or health. Another tip to getting resources will be to look for crates, those with blue light, and smash them as those have resources. You will not have enough space to carry everything, so be sure to remember, if you have a forge close by, and sell any that you don't need for extra resources. Make sure to always have one heal on you, one battery if you use the GRP, and ammo. Credits are hard to find and only with them you can upgrade your weapons. My last tip for this section is to not use ammo when you see only one enemy and try to save ammo for the later stages. The Callisto Protocol puts a strong focus on melee combat. Your baton is your go-to weapon, especially with how quickly you can run out of ammo. That said, the game's dodging mechanic can be quite confusing at times and it's hard to predict exactly how each enemy is going to behave. But once we encounter the same enemy a few times, you will see that they have the same attacks and it will be a lot easier to dodge them. Also, you can sneak behind creatures and kill them without breaking a sweat. Depending on the upgrades that you have, blocking can make you escape an encounter with only a few scratches. I still believe that dodging works best. This can apply to bosses as well, So if you encounter a boss and you don't have ammo, don't despair, pay attention to the creatures in front and try to land a melee attack after a successful dodge. This game runs really well without ray tracing, but still has huge frame drops because of stutters. Even with the RTX 4080, the stutters are really noticeable. As it can be seen here, the difference when it comes to the minimum frames for ray tracing maxed out and no tracing is small. This is why I decided to play the game with RT enabled. Even when enabling FSR, we still have this kind of stutters. The story is too linear. There was a situation that I thought that I could save a person, I'm referring to this one here, but I didn't know what I needed to do in order to save him. I went online to see if I could save him, and found out that I am not the only one that thought that he could be saved. I'm still not sure if I could have saved him. Let me know in the comments below if this is possible or not. The fights are boring or frustrating? I'm not sure on this one. In the beginning it felt good smashing monsters' heads, but after doing that and seeing all the time the animation, it became tiresome. Another issue that I didn't like is that I played the game on keyboard and mouse and it felt wrong somehow. I was struggling to go up on crates sometimes or to go over some obstacles. I had to press the E key multiple times and it felt really unresponsive. I didn't want to play this game when it was released, as I read that it had some issues early on, but it still has stutters. And this is not because of my hardware, as I have a pretty decent setup. Another complaint that I have is that the game is kind of short. I managed to finish it in 11 hours, and this is because sometimes I was trying to find more resources and I was looking on all places for them. One last thing that I want to mention that I disliked, this is a minor one, is that the main character has a sweaty face in most if not all the cutscenes. And I don't understand why, because he can barely run in this game. At least they could have changed that in some cutscenes, but yeah. One last thing that I want to add in this section is that I don't like it that he cannot run. I mean properly run. But maybe I'm nitpicking because I just finished God of War. I left this part at the end because I wanted to finish on a positive note. I must say that I didn't play Dead Space, so I can't say if it's a clone or not. I know that the game was directed by the same person that directed the Dead Space series. I think that the game was okay. The story was good, the graphics are amazing if you can play it with high settings. The characters are good and the cutscenes are well made. The fighting could be better and some areas like the swimwear could be improved. From a visual point of view. I would say to buy the game but wait for a discount. Also, Dead Space will be released soon. My suggestion will be to wait and see which is better. I will make a comparison between the two, so stay tuned. If you like the video, please click on the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and have a good day.
We got damage during evacuation. We've got to go outside to access the tram. Here.